Hi people, another vacuum video from me. Last weekend, went to a vacuum meetup with a bunch of very good friends, and of course had a great time. We get together, play with various vintage vacuums. It's what we do, don't judge. Anyway, during that, a person who lives rather close to me in Michigan, my friend Kyle, said, I'm going to bring you what we've talked about several times, which is irony because it started in Indiana, came up to Michigan, went to Ohio, then back to Michigan. So anyway, I knew about this machine because I had seen it in his collection, and I knew that it had been in another person's. Anyway, I knew about it for a while. And I always said, if ever you want to get rid of it, bring it on over. The story that I know about this particular machine, because it is very uncommon, I hate to use the word rare because rare is a steak, but it's rare nonetheless. The story is that vacuum dealers wanted a independent unit to go up against the really heavy Hoovers that were used commercially, the 91 series, 91, 918, whatever. Sanitaire had not come out yet, and housekeepers and people who wanted a super durable vacuum, not a Hoover or a Eureka or whatever, were coming into dealers saying, what do you got? And they really didn't have a whole lot to do, or a whole lot to offer. I believe that this machine had strong ties to the Henry Company out of Indiana. And from what I've gathered, at some point, they acquired the tooling for the old Universal upright. Universal was out of New Britain, Connecticut. They made vacuums from the very early days, early teens, all the way up until 1964 when they went out of business. GE acquired their appliance business, but they did not continue their vacuums because they already had their own line. So obviously the tooling was sold. Now I know that I've talked about, you've probably seen, I have a Universal upright that is from the late 40s. Yeah, it's got some paint scrapes, but I love the fact that there is a gold underlay to this paint job. I received this machine from a friend a while ago. He said, hey, I've got something for you. I was like, hey, cool, bring it on by. And now notice the brush roller in this is quite unique. It is definitely not what there's Universal, Landers, Ferry and Clark, New Britain, Connecticut. I do believe I found the appliance factory on Google Earth. I know that their main plant had been demolished. In fact, it's now a big place in New Britain. Okay, big deal. But that machine I'm really happy with because I had never seen a lot of Universal anything, and I've been playing around with vacuums for the better part of 3.5 decades. Yep, I just aged myself. Anyway, so what I want to show you now is, again, somehow the tooling was acquired and they began producing these machines for independent dealers like Joe Blows Vac and Sew or Sally Sew and Vac, and they were like, yeah, this is it, this is the Anser. So I have been looking for one of these for many, many, many years. I knew about them. By the way, that's a brand new old stock hood that was also included with the cleaner. Now as we go up, we're going to notice some differences. We're going to notice that the handle top here is very Hoover. It seems that when this machine was being developed for the market, they did a lot of outsourcing to Hoover, because really Hoover was the biggest at the time. I'm thinking that this was mid-60s, late 60s. I actually do have a paper that I guess I should have found before I started this, from, just a minute, we'll get this, and maybe not. So the short story is these were again made for vacuum stores, and they were very good, very Hoover, and I'm going to show you a little bit more. I'm just trying to find this one particular brochure that's in all of this stuff I just got. Lordy, I should have been more prepared. I'm so sorry. But just bear with me for a minute and put up with my ill-prepared shenanigans. So, anyway, they took a lot of parts and pieces from various... Aha! I think this is it. Hold on, folks. Bear with me. I know it's painful because you have to look at this face, but bear with me. Promise it's going to be worth your while. At least, I thought so. Oh no, come on. It was right here with all of this crap. So anyway, they sold it through jobbers, like Tacony, for example. Tacony, believe it or not, put out a version of this particular machine, and actually, you know what? I think it might have been in this Henry Company book. Oh! So annoyed right this fucking moment, and I apologize for my language, but bear with me because you're just going to have to either fast forward it to the next part or hold on, kiddos. I'm looking. I know it's here somewhere. I don't care about Sanitaire. I don't care about freaking Royal. Of course, it's when you go dig for something that is like, file not found. You're stupid. Maybe you should have prepared better. And I guess I should have. It's just, it's not here, and I know I saw it. It was in all of this paperwork that I have from a friend of mine, which I also got this weekend. That's why when I saw it, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So clearly this Anser was around for a while, and I swear to you, I'm getting to it. Douglas. God, I could have swore it was in here. I feel real stupid. Alright, so I'm going to have to do this other part some other time, which is really sad, but all of this BS and crap, and I can't find what I need to find. So, Anser. Hold on just a moment. Okay, we're on pause now, and I really am sorry for like the last minute and a half that you sat there and going, what's wrong with him? Is he retarded or something? So anyway, Tacony sold this as the Horizon, and it wasn't cheap. I know everything's backwards because I have a stupid camera. But anyway, aluminum construction, ball bearing mounted agitator, blah, blah, blah. It did have a zipper or a shakeout bag. Essentially, this was clearly marketed, and it looks almost identical, as you might see there. Whoopsie. There we go. Okay, it isn't that great. So anyway, we're going to go back to the Anser finally at 10:46. So sorry, guys. So anyway, I'm going to just bring this up here and just show you what they did. They ended up putting a Hoover agitator in here. The end caps were engineered in place of the original Universe ones. Say hi to Lily. Willie Sue. Say hi to everyone. Cute dog. I know you're freaked out by the vacuum. So anyway, back to the Hoover. The Hoover ends were obviously fashioned in so they could use a Hoover agitator rather than that one that's in the Universal. Opening up the lid here, or the base plate, and there you go. If this isn't a blatant just rip-off of the Hoover Model 28, I don't even know. But you have double wheels here, double wheels here. Everything is sleeve bearing, but rolls really nice. Of course, I put some oil in it because it was squeaky. But anyway, essentially this was the lightweight. And again, Hoover had the convertible commercial by 63 or 64, I'm almost positive. But a lot of dealers didn't want to have to deal with Hoover. So, but anyway, this was manufactured by Republic Precision Corporation of Williston Park, New York. I'm thinking it's the model 1800, and the serial number is 27180. It's only 450 watts, which is pretty cool because if you think about vacuum cleaners at that time frame, they were about that, 450, 550 watts. But they cleaned. They did a great job. By the way, for anyone who is thinking about donating to the cause of the Anser, I could really use some bone bristles. I mean, they're there, but they're kind of... Anyway, let's do a vacuuming. I apologize. Lily, find a shady spot, really. Because I'm about to fire this up. So it has a handle release valve, very similar to a Royal, or it's identical to the one that was on the Universal. So, here we go. Now, for those of you who are vacuum people, that sounds identical to a Hoover convertible. But I've looked at the motor. It's identical to the one that's in the Universal. But I'm pretty sure that they had some help from somebody to make it sound more, maybe even from Hoover. I just don't know. Sorry this has been a long video, but this is one of those machines that you have to spend the time on. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. Thanks everyone for putting up with my rather poor video. But you got to see an Anser, and I don't think there's another video of one on the internet. I haven't looked, but pretty sure. Thanks everyone.